It's not the people of the year. Caitlin Clark defended by Dan Patrick from Mystics Owners remarks. Caitlin Clark was named by Time magazine as their Athlete of the Year on December 10th. Clark's stellar achievement, however, was questioned by Washington Mystics co-owner Sheila Johnson, but it seems that the Indiana Fever star has found a defender in sports broadcaster Dan Patrick. The former host of NBC's Football Night in America defended Clark and celebrated her achievements while calling Johnson out for her out-of-left-field comments. He shared his thoughts on Tuesday's episode of his eponymous The Dan Patrick Show. "So, I don't know who this person Sheila Johnson is, but her comments felt like if you're going to celebrate the WNBA, why not celebrate it with everybody in the WNBA or some of the bigger stars and Caitlin Clark?" Patrick said. "But if you're Time's Person of the Year, it's not the People of the Year, it was a Person of the Year. Can't we just acknowledge that Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA? This is a unique moment. Caitlin Clark did for the WNBA what Wayne Gretzky did for the NHL," Patrick continued. "It's okay, take a victory lap." The sportscaster also posed a hypothetical question in relation to Clark's recent achievement. "When Tiger Woods joined the PGA Tour, did we say, 'Oh, Time's Man of the Year, we cannot have Tiger on there, we have to have everybody on there'?" Patrick's question has a subtle reference to Johnson's comment when she said she felt that Clark did not deserve the award for her individual contributions and that it should have been the entire WNBA that should be celebrated. Dan Patrick once agreed with Team USA's Caitlin Clark snub. While Dan Patrick now supports Caitlin Clark's naming as Time magazine's 2024 Athlete of the Year, he once agreed with Team USA's decision not to include her in the roster of the Olympic team. In a clip posted on X on June 10th, Patrick expressed that he didn't think the Fever star was one of the best players in the country at the time. "I don't think Caitlin Clark is one of the 12 best players right now. Now, if you want to have popularity, she is number one," the veteran sportscaster said. "It's a given they are going to win the gold medal. Do you want to have Caitlin Clark on the roster? And if you do, who are you taking off? How do you tell that person, hey, we want to have the popular girl on? I don't think Caitlin Clark is one of the 12 best players right now. If you want to have Caitlin on the roster, then who are you taking off? And how do you tell that person, hey, we want to have the popular girl on?" If anyone has a gripe being snubbed, it's Eric Ogunbowl, PIC'd, twitter.com/LHXWL0DVDR. Dan Patrick Show, @Show, June 10th, 2024. Patrick also added that Caitlin Clark was still young and deserved a break after grinding it out for 10 consecutive months, referencing her final collegiate season with the Iowa Hawkeyes. For more sports content, follow us at Hardwood Heroics for your NBA and college basketball reading fix. You can reach out to Dana Gulto through email at papadamf@gmail.com. To read more of our articles and keep up to date on the latest sports news, click here. Dan has been active in sports since 2016 and has worked behind the scenes as a scriptwriter for basketball, volleyball, and other sports. At a time, Dan has also been working as a sports commentator for CBA Pilipinas. During the pandemic, he has also been actively writing betting articles for CashBet and BetNow. Report: NWSL, Denver negotiating on deal for the league's 16th expansion team. Cincinnati Enquirer. In the public view, all the momentum in the race for the 16th National Women's Soccer League, NWSL, franchise seemed to be with the Cincinnati bid in recent weeks. A Tuesday report indicated that wasn't the reality and that the race between Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Denver had been won by the Denver bid, according to our media partners at the Cincinnati Enquirer. A Tuesday report from Sportico stated NWSL and the Denver bid group had entered into exclusive negotiations and that the Cincinnati and Cleveland bid groups would soon be informed of this development. The range of the expansion fee set to be paid by Denver was between $105 million and $120 million, according to the article. There was one apparent caveat in Sportico's story. It was that nothing is finalized, and it could still take weeks or months to hammer out a signed agreement, the sources said. An official from the Cincinnati bid group being led by FC Cincinnati owners and WNBA star Caitlin Clark didn't immediately respond to the Enquirer's request for comment. So, has NWSL actually reached a conclusion in the expansion race, which it said would be decided by the end of this month? In what looked like some kind of acknowledgement of the development in the expansion race, The Cleveland Bid Group's X account, formerly Twitter, appeared to concede the race, saying, "We won't be the 16th team in NWSL." Cincinnati was named one of 3 finalists in the race to become the NWSL's 16th franchise during a November 22 news conference. Hamilton County 2025 budget, NWSL franchise, Sundance Film Festival. The league named Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Denver as the finalists in the process, less than a day after the revelation that Clark was part of Cincinnati's would-be ownership group. Cincinnati officials confirmed Clark's involvement November 21. While the NWSL was no stranger to celebrity and athlete investment among its owners, League Commissioner Jessica Berman said the league was honored to have Clark's interest. "Having her interest in the NWSL is an honor," Berman said. "We couldn't be more excited about her having shared her own personal story about being a young soccer player and loving the game, and her messaging around being a multi-sport athlete is so important for young kids who aspire to be just like her. The future is bright for how we could potentially work with her or others who are influencers and are interested in engaging and growing our league."